These 5 tips were the 5 things that were missing from my journey. And once I implemented them, I saw a shift like this. Literally, I saw my personality change. I saw the way that I perceived the world change. I saw the way people treated me change. Everything changed. So let's get into it. Look at my tooth jam. I did it yesterday. It's pink. Okay. So the first point comes from the book Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard, and it's from chapter 25, which is about faith. So the first key in deepening your ability to manifest or to quantum leap is to accept the consciousness of the reality that you desire. What does this mean? So basically, in our journey to attainment, to bringing things into the physical, it is first an internal process. You have to first realize your worthiness. You have to first realize that it already exists. All you need to do is become the person that can do it, that can be it. And when we accept the consciousness, or we accept the reality of what we desire, we then begin to go on the journey of obtaining it. And this point has a lot to do with faith, because faith is belief in the unseen. We have to first believe in the unseen higher version of us. What we're manifesting is not here yet in the physical, but it is energetically. So when we can have faith, when we can believe, when we can accept the consciousness of it in the unseen, the process of it becoming seen is initiated. It will begin. And in my own journey of manifestation and quantum leaping, I always knew I wanted, the amazing, purposeful life. I wanted these things, I wanted those things. But a lot of my subconscious mind was blocking the possibility of it happening because I simply didn't believe that it could happen. I just didn't know how it would happen. I was so focused on the how. How could that happen when I'm here right now living this type of life? It's so far away. There's such a big gap, It was the belief of the gap that created a real gap between my current reality and my desired reality. So as I started to shift my consciousness, I started to deepen my awareness. I started to accept the reality of what I wanted. The gap started to become smaller, and I'm literally in the process of meeting with my desired reality right now. And to not have faith in your journey, to not have faith in your manifestation, to not have faith in your quantum leap, it simply means that you're holding the consciousness of the fact that you're not what you want to be. That is what is active and alive. That's the story in your mind. I'm not that. That's so far away. It's impossible. How is that going to happen? Those are the imprints in your mind, which then are going to play out in life. So as we quantum leap and we start to manifest, we have to realize it first has to be accepted in the consciousness. The desired reality, the quantum leap, whatever you're looking to manifest, you have to first accept it in your mind. Accept the reality. Accept that you're doing it. Accept that you're already on the journey of it coming towards you. That's step number 1. And this brings us into point number 2, which is to pursue. Once you accept the consciousness, naturally the actions will begin to align. And this is very connected to the concept of Wu Wei, doing, not doing, where there is no forcing of action. You naturally start to do the things you need to do in order to manifest, in order to quantum leap, because you accepted it in your mind. The mind dictates everything else. So when you first do that mental work of accepting the consciousness of it, believing you are it, believing you're in the process of doing it, your body will follow. The actions will follow. The intuition will come. The steps will come. I'm currently reading U Squared by Bryce Pritchett. Pretty good book. I like it. And the chapter that I read today was Trust in the Power of Pursuit. Dreams begin to crystallize into reality when they are pursued. That is the simple truth of reality that so many people fumble. They get stuck in just the wishful thinking, the thought of it, which is great. That's step number 1. But then the thought has to move into action in order for it to come into the physical. Because remember, thoughts are just energy. Thoughts can only become real when you do an action that aligns with the thought. You bring that thought down from the ether, down from the energy field into the physical through action. On our journey of manifesting and quantum leaping, you have to do the work. You have to put in the action, but you have to put in aligned action. Do the actions that confirm your desired reality. Do the actions that align with what you're manifesting. Remember that none of this is hard work. Once you accept it into your consciousness, the work becomes natural. It becomes a part of your being. It becomes enjoyable because you know you are shifting. You know you're quantum leaping. You know you're doing exactly what you need to do in order to manifest your desired reality. The whole process becomes very pleasurable. You start to learn through everything. You start to raise your frequency. You start to do the right things. The results start to come. The synchronicities come. And it's freaking awesome. So remember, you cannot just positively think and hope, okay? That will get you staying here. In order to quantum leap, to move into the manifestation, you have to do the positive actions. Action is what makes things happen. Thoughts initiate the action, but if you don't act on the action, things won't happen. That was kind of like a bar, like a rap lyric. Anyways, on to number 3. Create a routine. I'm sorry, but so many people just float through life. They don't have structure in the way that they spend their day and they spend their time, so they end up wasting it. Starting your day with a very intentional morning routine that is rooted in personal development and expanding your consciousness changes everything. So my routine right now, when I wake up, I do a little bit of visualization as I'm still in bed. I get out of bed, I do like a little bit of physical hygiene, and then I go into my little nook, which is right here. I do 3 things every morning, non-negotiable. I read, I journal, and I meditate. The order switches depending on how I feel in the day, but I do those 3 things every single morning, non-negotiable, because it anchors me for the day. It allows me to claim my vibration. It allows me to set the tone for my day. It allows me to begin my day with self-reflection, with silence, with feeding my mind, releasing anything that might not serve me in my journaling or even planning my day, just writing gratitude, whatever feels right for that day, I do it. So I set myself up for success. And when you can be disciplined, when you can have routine, it will reflect in other parts of your life. Having a consistent morning routine also will teach you how to be disciplined. No matter what happens, no matter what goes on, you still do what you said you're gonna do because you made that commitment, you made that decision. And these actions reflect in other areas of our life. And we start to do better in other areas. We start to take on more responsibility. We start to be more disciplined. We start to see the positive results. We start to treat ourselves better. We start to love ourselves more. Ultimately, being disciplined and having a routine is a very deep reflection of self-love. Morning and the night, there are these little sensitive pockets of time where our consciousness is much more soft, we're much more receptive, we're much more open for reprogramming of the mind. So when you can utilize these times intentionally to implement certain energies within yourself that will help you to quantum leap, that will help you to manifest, it's awesome. Use these times to anchor in the affirmations, to visualize, to read the books, to journal, to do whatever feels right for you in order to raise your frequency, in order to shift your consciousness where you can actually move into the reality of where those things that you're looking to achieve and bring into the world exist. Doing your morning routine is like you're getting on the bus and you're ready to go travel to your higher self. So create a routine for yourself, morning and night. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate or crazy. It can be very simple. Meditate, read, journal. It's not that hard, but you have to do it every day, okay? Number 4, and this point I talk about in every single one of my videos because it is the foundation of all things in life. Observe your thoughts and be present. These 2 components are what are gonna shift your mind. As you begin to manifest your dreams, as you begin to take the quantum leap, your old thoughts about your past self cannot come. They don't even exist anymore. So when you're in the process of shifting, you have to observe what you're thinking. Are your thoughts affirming your quantum leap? Are they affirming what you're manifesting, or are they invalidating them? In the process of shifting your consciousness and watching your thoughts, you're gonna be observing the thoughts that tell you you can't do it, you're not worthy, how is that gonna happen, you're so far away, look at where you are right now. You have to observe those thoughts and you have to start to let them go. And you start to shift your attention to these thoughts. The ones that believe, the ones that feel that it's already here, the ones that are doing the actions to bring the manifestations forth, the ones that raise the vibration, the ones that don't have doubt, they don't have fear, they don't question, they know. Faith doesn't question, faith knows. So move all of your thoughts of fear and doubt into faith. There is nothing you need to figure out. You just need to believe and become and back it up with the right action. That is the process of manifesting and quantum leaping. And what will help you observe your thoughts is being present. Most people are on autopilot and they don't realize that 95% of their thoughts throughout the day are negative. They're limiting. They're keeping them sick. They're keeping them in a state of lack. They're keeping them in a state of just the sameness. And this is what speeds up the process of death, is not being present. Just letting time pass and being in this dream, this daze where you're not creating your reality. But as we start to wake up, we start to become more present. We start to realize all that matters is what we think in this moment right now. We're not thinking about the past. We're not thinking about the future. We are being our best self right now. We are consciously controlling our thoughts right now. In this moment, we think, we feel, we believe in our desired reality. We are that. We anchor in the frequency now. That's what makes it come to you. You remove the gap and you merge your current reality with what you're quantum leaping towards, what you're manifesting. You merge it when you believe it and feel it now in the present moment. And through watching our thoughts, we can help ourselves do that. Number 5 is about love. I feel in my personal journey, I've noticed that the more that I love myself, the more I do what I need to do, the more I do what God put me here to do. When you start to fall in love with who you are, despite the circumstances, despite the insecurities, despite everything else, when you just choose to love yourself, you get this like unseen support from God. These things just start to happen. People that love themselves are highly favored. Even if it's rooted in ego, even if it's rooted in something not so positive, it doesn't matter. Because to think highly of yourself, it strengthens your aura. It strengthens your energy field. People know when you love yourself and they know when you don't love yourself. God in the universe knows when you love yourself, and God in the universe knows when you don't love yourself. So when you start to fall in love with yourself, despite the circumstances, despite your childhood traumas, despite what your ex whatever said to you, despite all the things, when you just let that go and you choose to be in love with yourself, everything that you do becomes easier. The blessings become much more real and easy to obtain because you love yourself. You know, when they say love is the answer, it actually is. It's the answer to everything. Whenever we're suffering in life, whenever it's hard to pursue what we're doing or to manifest or to get the relationship or to do whatever, maybe it's just because you need to love yourself more. When we love ourselves more, we step out of lack and we feel abundance because you are in love. When you choose to fall in love with yourself, you choose to take on the journey of becoming your best self. Loving yourself is a choice. It's a conscious choice. And you realize that a lot of this world has programmed us to not love ourselves. Because when you don't love yourself, you are weak inside. You start to think a lot of limiting beliefs. You start to think thoughts of fear. I can't do that. I'm not good enough. Da 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 da. Those all come from lack of self-love. So when you fall in love with yourself, you start to power up the mind. You power up what is possible. You start to fuel your consciousness. You fuel your aura. You fuel your mind. You fuel your body because you love yourself. And naturally, when you love yourself, more things become possible. With love, all things are possible. So learn to love yourself. Let go of your childhood stories. Let go of what your toxic boyfriend did to you. Let go of what your parents put into your mind. Let go of what society put into your mind. And just choose to love yourself now. In this moment now. I love me so much. I love myself so much that I'm becoming the person who can create my desired reality. That right there is the nectar of life. And when you choose to love yourself, everything else falls into place. Like I said, discipline is a reflection of self-love. Putting the work in to create your dreams is a reflection of self-love. It's a reflection of knowing yourself. It's a reflection of choosing to do better because you know you are worthy of better. And that happens through loving yourself. These things matter. So really quickly, I'm just gonna go over the 5 points. Number 1, accept the consciousness of that which you desire. Have faith. Number 2, pursue. Dreams that are pursued become crystallized in the physical. Do the work. Positive action is more powerful than positive thought because everything starts as a thought, but it is action that brings it into the physical. So if you don't want things just to stay in your mind, you have to take action. Number 3, create a morning and a night routine rooted in personal development and raising your frequency. Number 4, observe your thoughts and be present. The more present we are, the more we control what we think and we believe, which then creates the next moment, which then creates what we manifest. Number 5, fall in love with yourself because through love, all things are possible. Okay? I love you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Much love, many blessings.